warriors explode into battle. Lightning strikes.
There's a power that comes from deep inside.
Hiding's going to be a real problem.
Huh. A wizard and a little girl on a flying fish will be conspicuous no matter what we wear.
Welcome back to Retro Wednesday. The Idea here. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about the 1984 Mattel Wheeled Warriors. Some people might call it Jace and the Wheeled Warriors, as the show is called Jace and the Wheeled Warriors. But this is the toy line, the entire toy line, all 8 of the vehicles, both of the walkers and the base. And this is a complete set of toys right in front of you. We're going to take a look at these today on Retro Wednesday and a little bit at the show. Look at the show just a little bit. Coming up. Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about the show, and the show itself wasn't really that bad of a show. The thing about it is that it didn't match the toys, and with that, the little figures didn't look like the characters, and they actually made some unproduced 3.75-inch figures that were going to be made, but there's only the prototypes that exist. And with that, they might have gone in a different direction. It would have been cool if they did go 3.75-inch, but then would you have upscaled these vehicles? I'm not sure. There's a lot of stuff they could have done with it, but instead they decided to cancel it and just move on. And if they had gone with 3.75-inch figures and they made these vehicles to accommodate, I think it would have been a hit, especially in the 80s. Okay, starting out, we need to talk about the little driver figures. Now, these drivers come with the good guy vehicles, the Lightning League, and then we're going to see there's only one green thing, this thing, that comes with the bad guy ones, or the Sawboss and all them. So with this, I'm missing one here. I do have it in the vehicle, but it's the brown haired one and he wears glasses. We'll take a look at that when we get to that vehicle, but I do want to show some size comparisons of these guys. There's a yellow hair, an orange hair, and a black hair, and then a brown haired one. Okay, so size comparison wise, this is, I think, Starcom here, and then these are Air Raiders here. So Air Raiders, Starcom. This is Battlestar Galactica. So that is size-wise. Here they are next to a mask figure, and kind of thinking that I would have liked to see them in the mask scale, 124 scale. And in fact, some of these will accommodate a mask figure, and I'll show you that as we go. All right, so we're going to start with Armed Force. Now, the first thing I want to say about it is that this is a cool vehicle, and all of them, I'm going to do this. With every single one of these, I'm going to show you how I can make every part fit on them. So what drives me the most nuts about this toy line is that you usually get an extra set of wheels, and there's nothing that you can do with those. And so that's a pain. Sometimes the accessories, you can't fit them all on it. So that drives me nuts. Now, I'm sure it was good for kids back in the day, but what do you do? Throw these extra ones into the toy box. So that is going to be something I show on each one of these. There's 2 that I could not get everything on, but I'll show you how I do it with the other 6. And then they also come with this comic, and so here is Armed Force, and you get a little comic to read and look at, and we won't really go in depth on all of them, but I think they all have their unique comics, which I'm not really after, but hey, if I get one, I get one. That's cool. That's no big deal. It's awesome. And it also kind of shows what all comes with it, so that is actually good. The instructions, and that's how people can, I guess, put together these checklists. Now, I did use 2 references. I used the Transformerland and Michael French and his Retro Blasting video. So those are my references, the survival video. Okay, so getting into this guy and all of the basic information for all of them out of the way here, he is really cool. They're all going to have kind of this chrome. This is the gold chrome stuff on it. And some of the chrome's going to be scratched, but I'm really shocked how good the chrome has held up on most of these over the years. So the paint is really a shiny metallic paint. So it's a really nice paint. Now, it's not a vac metal. This is vac metalized, and this is just paint. And the difference between them is very little, but you can tell the difference. I mean, you can see like a mirror finish versus just shiny. So that's the difference between those. And then you have some mirror finish going on there. They also carried vac metalized into this tri-gun. So that's pretty cool too. And vac metal on parts of this claw. Now, all of them are going to have a special weapon. So as we go, I'll show you the special weapon. Those are the harder pieces to get because it only came with this one toy. This special weapon only came with this one toy. This tri-gun is in a couple of different colors. Orange for the playset and black for one of the accessory packs. So which we'll probably take a look at here in a little bit. There's a little gray gun here, and I think they actually make this gun in black for the playset. We'll see all that here in a little bit too. This is a bomb. What sucks about the bombs is that they're, once you pull it off, you got Centurion vibes going on. This is kind of, you have to plug it in here. It just doesn't look like a bomb once it comes off. And while it's on, it does kind of look like a mounted missile or something. You have this black laser right here. But then the cool part is this one is one of the only two that have canopies. And then you get the figure, which is a blonde-haired pilot. And he's kind of hard to get in and out with a canopy. And I see canopies break all the time. And this one's isn't even clipped on all the way. Doesn't sound good. But this is Armed Force with the purple guy. And they have lightning link on the back. And they're supposed to have it printed on the shoulder, the shirt too. Next up, we have Drill Sergeant. Now, this is where I start getting real creative on how I put all of the parts on it. So it does come with these swirly things over here, and then these over here. So kind of like a pulse heartbeat kind of thing going on. And then these right there. So those are the three different sets of tires it comes with. It does have nice chrome on the bottom. And you know, one of the things, there's two different types of these axles. There's the 3-point and the 4-point four-wheel axle and all that. The specialty on this one is this spinning blade. So you don't get this in any other recolor or anything like that. That's the only way to get it, is to get it with this vehicle. There's the engine. There's also a golden engine that comes with the accessory pack. This gun is packed with like 5 different things. So that's pretty cool too. It's simple. See, it's funny too, because the black one, you have to have this vehicle. Then you have this gray triple missile kind of thing going on right there, which is cool. Now, it does come with this silver Trailblazer gun, but I added on this one here. This one goes with, I think, KO Cruiser, but I had an extra one, and I used my extra ones to clip the extra wheel on to make it work. Now, one other thing about this is that this has a canopy too, and if you get everything out of the way, you can open the canopy. And it only comes with one driver, but this is the only one that has 2 seats in it. So I had to get an extra driver to put him in there. No, he's not Jace. So, sorry. I think the blonde one would be considered Jace, right? Or Jace had black hair with a white stripe. Anyway, I'm not going to dwell on that too much, but that is kind of cool that you can fit 2 figures in there. It's the only vehicle, I think, that you can fit more than one, including the walkers. I don't think you can fit 2 in a walker either. So there it is, Drill Sergeant. Yes, just Sergeant. Okay, so we have Quick Draw here. Now, Quick Draw, and I'm going to start with the driver of it. He comes with the brown hair driver, which is the only one I didn't have the spare of to show. And he, if the camera will pick it up, he's got molded glasses on his face, which is interesting. They're not painted. It would be cool to like a touch of silver on it or something. They painted his hair, but his glasses should have, and you got the lightning bolt and all that on there, and he fits in there just fine. Now, this one I think is one that you can easily fit a mask figure in, or okay, I say easily, you can sort of cram a mask figure into here. So this is what made me think that this could have been modified slightly to make a 1/24 scale. So that's another thing about this, and there are a couple other opportunities too where you can fit figures in. Look, there's a lot of space for that little tiny figure in there. So I would have liked 1/24 scale figures. Maybe it could have been a compliment to the mask line. Anyway, the rest of this thing is kind of cool. He's got this missile here, which is a kind of a dark gray or something along those lines. And then he's got, now this is where you start seeing the same stuff getting reused. So we got this on Drill Sergeant, and then this one's on Drill Sergeant, but then it's got these different ones here. Now, I believe I've got everything right. I went over it like 8 times, and maybe if I have something wrong, well, sorry about that, but this is, it took a lot of time to get all this stuff just right. I do like this thing here. This surprised me that this shield-looking thing actually has a gun inside of it. That's kind of cool. I thought that was because of a triple gun in there. It's called a secret hidden gun. Then there's this big old back metallized chrome laser. And then there's a silver one of these. Now, they have this also on the accessory pack, and they also have this on one of the bad guy ones, the tank, the terror tank. So anyhow, that's Quick Draw, and he does have these wheel extenders. One of the only 2 that have wheel extenders on them, but I got some wheel extenders on some other ones that don't deserve them. But that is so that you can store everything. You can actually store everything on Quick Draw. A lot of fun. All right, this one is Trike Spike. Trike Spike is really cool. This is my favorite one. I had to raise the camera to get it all in there. Now, this is the one, in order to get everything on here, all on one, so I don't have any extra pieces floating around, I had to use some wheel extenders on here, and I had to use some extra of these double-sided tri-guns. And basically, they just plug in, like so, and then I plug the extra wheels in there. It just drives me nuts having the wheels floating around somewhere separate, so I had a couple of extra of those pieces. I put it in there. He comes with the black-haired driver, and I bet you can easily fit a mask figure in there. And as you can see, you can sort of cheat it and make it work, but still, this is just kind of my mindset, my thought on how this all should work. And yeah, would have loved this to be 1/24 scale. All right, so getting over here to the side, there are some axle extenders, wheel extender, axle extender, however you want to call those pieces. These I got separately and added onto it so that I could put all of this on here. It technically comes with 4 sets of wheels. It has these treads. It has these round wheels here with kind of spokes and stuff. And it has this is a weapon, but it looks like a wheel and can be used as a wheel and clips on the exact same way. And then we have these skids, set of skids. And so I actually connected those to the side of this weapon arm. Now the weapon arm here can be lifted up and these just spin. So it was just kind of like crunch and mulch anything in the way. It's like a mulcher, mulches everything in the way. And this is really cool. This thing has so much back metal on it, and it's kind of crazy. Then come around here to the side here. Since it is on a 3-wheel axle, it has 4 sets of wheels. It's insane. I put the gun here because I think that makes a lot of sense. This tall laser, but it comes with one of these blue ones. And what I don't get is, what are you supposed to do with this weapon extender? So if you took this off, I mean, is that what it's supposed to do? Because he doesn't really have any other weapons. So what's the point of a weapon extender? That's all you really could do, unless you do it the way I had it. Get an extra blue gun that doesn't come with it. But I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't bother me at all because this is my favorite one. I think it's really cool. And the truth be told, the vehicle itself is pretty easy to get. It's just the parts. And you might find that with almost all of them. The specialty parts, like this blue arm, these spinning wheels, that's a specialty part for it that only comes with Trike Spike. And then this comes with other ones, but it's recolored into different ones. And all of these other wheels come with other ones, but it's kind of crazy. So now we're going to get into Sawboss. Now, Sawboss is one that is probably more common. I want to say that if people are collecting, I always hear people say they want Armed Force, which is the first one I covered, and they want Sawboss. So when you think of Wheeled Warriors, and of course, there's the saw to Sawboss. That's what I think. And then you also see it in kind of the intro a lot, and Sawboss is the main bad guy. So you always get the main bad guy and the main good guy as the ones that people always want. So it does come with this big old saw. So let's talk about that. It's articulated, and it goes up and down, and it moves side to side. Then also in here you have a driver that is a Monster Mind driver. This is just a piece of rubber, and it's supposed to sit like this. Those are the eyes. Yes, I had them in there like this for the longest time, and it was wrong. So whatever. So there we go. Now it does have some gold in there, and I bet you can fit a mass figure in there. I didn't get a bad guy in here. You could put your guns anywhere you want on this, but let's go ahead and take this wheel off. Now with this is one of the ones I did not have a way to store extra parts on it. So he sits on a walker, and I keep the extra parts on the walker. That's the only thing I can come up with for now, so I don't lose them. And really, for me, I just don't want to lose them, and 6 months from now, I'm not going to remember what goes with what. So I just like to know that my stuff all still makes sense. He comes with this tan bomb over here, and then he has his own color. So this is the 4th version of this gun that I know of, and it's silver. There might be a 5th, too. There's one also with the accessory pack. There's also one with the playset, I believe. And then we have this kind of what do you call this color? Like rust? A rust color tri-gun. So there's 3 different variations on this tri-gun already. So they reused a lot of parts and pieces, just recolored them, which is fine, except when you're trying to complete it and get the exact right parts, it makes it harder. And he has this gold chromed kind of satellite thing. So Sawboss, triple axle. Triple axle? He does a triple axle. All right, let's roll into the other bad guy. And the other bad guy, I cannot fit everything on. And I thought I figured it all out. I thought I was really cool and had it all figured out, but Getting the axle extenders extras are kind of challenging, so I just kind of gave up on it. So he'll be the other one on the other walker I have, and I'll just put those parts right there. And he comes with, I guess I don't have it handy, he comes with an extra one of these pieces in the back here. So that is, I don't have it on his walker. Anyhow, not going to really stress about that too much. This guy is kind of cool, and getting that out of the way, he does have a triple axle. So another one of these that is struggle to find places to put his stuff. And he's got, oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, I got it inside there with his driver. Forgot about that. Okay, I'm not going to lie, I was stressing. So this is cool. He has a light, this is a triple tri-gun. This is kind of a light gray instead of all the other colors that are out there on there. So he has this. This is a plant jaw, and it's got rotation right here, and it has articulation right there. He has this barrel of the gun and a cool little eye, and just coincidentally, I had an extra barrel, and I plugged it in there, and that's cool. I actually didn't know the barrel was removable, and I had this extra barrel, and I said, well, how did they get the barrel on and off? And yeah, it pops on and off just fine. So I use it as an exhaust. I think it just makes it look more interesting. One of the other cool aspects of this is that he comes with a back metallized crane. Now there's a a light gray version of this that comes with the accessory packs, which we'll show at the end. And we have this. This is back metallized in the accessory pack, so it's all reversed. But it's a light gray here, and it's the same one that we saw over here on this. And this has been kind of explained by other people before, but it's frustrating. This gets frustrating when it comes in. A lot of times you see pictures online and you think that you got the right color one coming in, and you don't, and that can be frustrating. So getting down here, he has vac metallized down here, and he's got this giant chrome front teeth. So that's really cool. Anyhow, interesting military green. He looked like he'd be the most boring one, but he's actually pretty cool. Terror tank. We're getting into gun Grinner, and the next two I was able to get everything on there without having to add any extra parts. This is gun Grinner, and oddly enough, he comes with these all chrome here, as to where we saw with Sawboss, he had the gold, and then I think the same thing with, I guess I give gold to the leaders. So I guess I didn't really point that out. You got gold on Armed Force also. Now, this is one that I had parts for already when I started collecting this line. I had parts for a handful of them. This is one of them. And it was just kind of fun to get the rest of them and finally complete them after having parts for years and just wondering what's it going to look like when it's finally complete. And now I've got it there. So let's look at, we've got similar kind of stuff we've seen with all the other ones. That's the wheels that it comes with. It does come with the axle extenders, and it comes with this chrome version of this, but you get like a gold one with the accessory packs, which I don't know. I know why they did it. They wanted you to have something different and different accessories than what you already had. Make it worthwhile picking up accessory packs. But accessory packs, back in the day, I don't think they sold well. So you have this same triple laser gun that's a light gray instead of a silver. And we have this special weapon. The specialty weapon kind of moves side to side, up and down, and spins. Now, I'm kind of curious because I've seen it put together in many different ways, because you can separate it right here, unless I'm about to break it, and I don't want to do that. So, all right, it's not separating for me with ease. I usually heat stuff up if I separate it like that, but you could flip it around the other way. But I think this is the best way to do it, because you can do it like this and then flip it around and have a short little spinner, or lift it up, flip it around, and have a tall spinner. So that's how I did it. But I see most people have it this clip to the opposite side, and it doesn't make sense to me. So I like this way. I might be wrong, but it's mine, and that's how I do mine. This also comes with this green missile, which is just in the accessory pack, and it's also a dark gray one on one of the other ones. Anyhow, he does have this opening seat here where you can put the monster mine in there correctly. I think he's still left over from being incorrect. And he's kind of cool. He's got some eyes. He's got some green vines on there. And I'd say a lot of chrome. He's got giant teeth and a giant triple gun coming out the front. And lots of ports. At the end of the day, though, I look at him and he does still kind of look a little bit plain. Like, as much stuff as he doesn't look like he has a lot. Gun Grinner. We have KO Cruiser, and I will tell you that KO Cruiser is interesting. and I thought it was kind of dumb when I first saw it. I was like, this is dumb. And this is another one I had parts for. I had like the club arm and a few of the wheels for it already, and axle. And okay, I customized this. This piece doesn't go on here. I have an extra one of these on here, and that's it. Now, those are the wheels here and these wheels. And then these other ones I just put in the truck bed, which is really cool that it has a truck bed. Now, it comes with this chrome tri-gun, which we saw the black one with another one of the vehicles. And then he has his lighter version of this. And we've seen the rust color one with one, and we've seen the silver one with another one. And then speaking of rust color, you've got a rust color laser over here, which is the same as it comes with the Armed Force, but Armed Force is dark gray. And then it has this laser here. Now, I'm going to soup it up again with kind of how I've done it, but I'm going to leave something off. I'm going to put this engine. This engine comes with the accessory packs, and this is what makes this toy line kind of cool. You can do all these different options, and you can plug that in there. You can put the club arm piece up here, and he can just go start running around and attacking stuff. So that is cool. That is so interesting how this works. At first I thought this was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And then now that I see that it has so much else that it can do, it's kind of turned into one of the cooler ones in my opinion, because it has so much more you can do with it than I realized at first. And I've watched a lot of videos and got a lot of people's takes on this before I made mine, because I wanted to know. But oddly enough, there's not a lot of videos out there. So I say a lot, it's like 5. That's KO Cruiser. Customizing, there is the stack, attack kind of thing going on there that you can do. And this is Armed Force at the bottom. And you can see that I have the drill sergeant up top. And I've got a whole bunch of my accessory pack parts on here. And I kind of figured that would be a fun way to use up accessory pack parts. Plus I have a couple other extra parts from here and there to make this monstrosity. This, I think, is what is cool about the toy line, that you can just do whatever you want, make it however you want. And with that, you could technically only plug this in up front like this, or you could swap them around. You know, I was going to pause it and just do it, but let's just do it. Let's be a Nike commercial right now. Let's just do it. Huh, be a Shia LaBeouf commercial. But you could technically plug it on top of that too. You could do that. It's just a little unstable. It's not really made. It's made for it, but it's not made for it. It's one of those weird things that they say you can stack attack however you want, and technically, you sort of can't. We'll get into the battle base next, so I got room for the walkers on this table here. But this, I think, with all the research I've done, and just more or less taking other people's word for it, what comes with it, this is what I think comes with the battle base. So, as you can see, these two are the same gun that go to the battle base. Then we have this is a recolor. So you see some orange stuff and some recolors of accessory packs and recolors of Sawboss and stuff. But this is unique to the battle base, and this is unique to the battle base. So is this. And I had a lot of these parts when I started collecting this line, and then this piece is unique to the battle base. So not all of these parts are unique to it. Some are recolored, and some were just made for it, but still kind of interesting. You can also connect them to this here. So you can connect some of it to the weapon stand, which is kind of cool. And I just connected a couple of them so you can see how it works. But if you're not using them and you don't want to lose them, you can just put them on this stand and fill whatever hole. The battle base feels like less of a base and more of a service station. You can have figures up here in the cannons. We'll look at that here in a little bit. And more on the outside, I would think. The inside looks like a service station. So we've got a few things going on over here. You can lift this up, and that kind of opens that door. Now this lever here is something I didn't know about right away, so it took a while to get one of those. And the one I got, I thought, oh, it's complete. And then what needs a lever now? So there's some frustrating things about this playset. And then you have all these ramps over here. They're all different. Every ramp is different. There's 3 exterior ramps, 2 interior ramps. And the exterior ramps double as doors. And then looking at this over here, this is kind of like a computer terminal where they can get bumped. And this goes up and down. From the correct angle, you can see there's some stickers in here, some decals. You can see kind of the upside down 2 on that door number 2, and then you can see what all kind of decals are on this double-seated computer terminal, and it's kind of not easy to get all this stuff on camera, but comes with a yellow-haired guy and a Monster Mind driver, the green dude. But here we go, and that's what's going on over there. And on this side, there's a sticker over here, and I could plug this computer monitor in over here. I think this is a kind of a good spot to plug it in, and it sort of holds things in place a little bit. And then we get over to this other side, and this is a fun little claw that it goes up and down, and it kind of can grip whatever you're working on. So I kind of think, in my mind, it's not really to grab a whole vehicle. Maybe it can carry just a part and wheel a part around. That really is all it feels effective to me. But still, it's kind of a cool, fun play feature that your imagination can kind of run wild. We got a little sticker decal going here, and then that's kind of all it does, really, from the inside. These also fold up and down for support. You have to fold them up. They make a popping sound. It's not good. I'm not going to close it. But when you close it, to close the whole base, you have to close those up. Here's the base from the outside, and as you can see, I have 2 of the doors closed. So, there's the so again. You can collapse this one, and it'll fold underneath that if you want it to. And then you can pull this off and put it over here. I just happen to have an extra one, so I kind of toss it on there. And since it mounts in both spots, I can have 2, and that's fine. It only comes with 1. You can open this door here and just have your vehicles ride up it into the repair bay if that's something that you want. And also, there's another door over here, which feels like a door to nowhere, but you can see what's going on in there. But a lot of times the doors are missing or broken, but this it's kind of a cool playset. It's kind of a cool base. Let's see it closed up. And here it is all closed up. And there's a cage on the back here that really only can go in one spot, and it holds the Monster Minds in it, or whatever else you want to put in there. There's the outside lever. There's this kind of like what we see on a lot of the vintage toys, these latches that hold it shut. Lots of stickers and decals and such all the way around this guy. It does look pretty cool. Has wheels and can roll. But there is the battle base. The battle base also has a handle, as if they intended it to be a carrying case. And as if they expected you to put all 8 of your vehicles in there, which maybe there's a way you can. With enough time and patience, you probably could fit all 8 vehicles in there. But I don't know. I'm not going to try it. I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to use it for display, which I think it works very well as a display piece. And now for the battle base to be geared up with accessories. Got the satellite. We've got a gun here, gun here, gun. You've got a little bucket chair for guys to stand and fire their guns. Got a little shaky cam there. But yeah, this is kind of how it goes. Pretty cool. Kind of feels like accessory overload, but there's still some empty holes that still need to be filled. So I don't really go after boxes for my vintage stuff unless it comes with it or whatever. But I think it's really kind of cool to see the back of this box. This is something we've seen in the 80s and we'll never see ever again for the rest of our lives. The entire toy line on the back of a box, or the back of a card back. That ended in the 80s, maybe the 90s, and we'll never see it again. Okay, so last up we have the walkers. This is the Trailblazer, which is pretty cool. I like Trailblazer here, and so with this, it's supposed to carry a figure vehicle, and in the show it's supposed to carry 4. This only carries 1 per walker, and that's kind of how that works. It does have some nice decals on the side, and the legs are positioned like real knees when they walk. It has all these different guns. They're all a little bit different. It also has a satellite. Now you can put this, to put everything in on this one, you can't have a vehicle in it to have all the stuff going on there. Here is the clear canopy, and I say clear, a lot of them are kind of yellowed. This one's even a little yellowed. Then the stickers are kind of peeling a little bit, but it looks pretty good overall. And then getting over here to the side, more stickers, the on and off. And this is kind of the one feature it really has. You push this button here and it will kind of knock something over. Sorry, Matt Tracker, but you just happen to be here, and you're not part of the toy line, so we can definitely hurt you. And so that's how that works. Now when you reset it, I find it easier to just push this in as you're resetting it, and it kind of resets better. Now getting back here to the back, there's a ramp, which is kind of worthless. I mean, really, if you think about the ramp, it's really a dumb idea that they even had it. But it doesn't really go up on the ramp, and unless you're going to force the legs forward to drop it down, which I guess is the feature, I just think it's silly. And then you can lower it like that when it walks, so it's not all in the way. But let's see it walk. Let's see the feature, and I'm probably gonna have to get 2 takes on this. Lastly, we're coming to the end here. The Beast Walker, and I think that's what they call it. Yeah, the good guy's a Trailblazer, and this is Beast Walker. Now, they're the exact same thing. From the legs to the whole body to the actual innards of it are exactly the same. The electronics on the inside are exactly the same. Except for the fact that we have a different head, and we have different coloration of this weapon's different, and all these weapons here, the satellites, these weapons, this back here, those are all, the green ones, those are all exactly the same as the other one, as the good guy's walker, as the lightning league walker. But it does have this extra grippy grabber thingy where if you put a Matt Tracker up there, it snatches him up. And he's got some stickers all over him, so this is an actual character in the show, I believe. Then you can twist the head off, and inside is where you have the Monster Mind driver pilot thing, and he will just bounce around in there all crazy. And again, I think you put a mask figure in there just fine, and you can close the top. So it feels like they had bigger plans for this line than they went with, but they just didn't do it. So this is where we're at, and has some stickers on it and stuff. This looks pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, I'm missing a sticker here. Must have fallen off. Let's see how this one walks with a Sawboss on it, because Sawboss is the boss. All right, I'm gonna trust this one walks as well as the other one did. Yeah, that one needs a little bit of help. Maybe I don't have something aligned on this just right. The other one aligned just right, but still, this Beast Walker. And a lot of people act like these are expensive. They're really not. In fact, most of these individual vehicles will cost you more than the average Beast Walker. So I sure hope you enjoyed this look at the Wheeled Warriors from Mattel from 1984. This is a pretty cool toy line. It is kind of fun, and it's really not that hard to collect. A lot of people act like it's really expensive and outside of the realms of reality, but it's because it's so small. The few that are a little bit pricey to get are not that bad. It's kind of few far between on the pricey items, but taking a look at this, I thought it's a really fun toy line. I had fun collecting it. I'm really happy I finally went after it, even though I kind of broke my rules. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and Tadirum Hanger out.
But when your wheels get you there, things will turn out right.
That was not our deal, Sawboss.
You'll do what I tell you. I want a medallion which holds a root.
Gillian, Flora, I need armed force, Gillian, now!
It's not completely repaired yet.
Wheels moving, wheels moving, yeah. Come take the chance.
Curses on all of you. I will